Joined by alternate captains now in Ryan Kessler and Patrick Kane. Gentlemen, there was an amazing buzz in here tonight, I thought, leading up to this. So one would think that might just kind of add to the pressure a little bit. How much lobbying, negotiating were you doing with your captain, and were you fighting his urge to pick a goaltender first overall?
No, I thought that was definitely the right choice. You know, obviously the city and everybody here would probably hate him if he didn't take him. So you know, that was a good first choice, and it was a lot of pressure. It was definitely something that you know, was a little harder than I expected.
Did you expect it, Pat, that they were going to take Ward, and if so, how did that play into your strategy with Team Lidstrom?
Yeah, well, we were hoping that we would win the flip for the puck, and then we were going to take Stamkos. We knew Stahl was going to take Ward, and then we could have got Ovechkin after that, but it didn't work out that way. We only got one of the two that we thought we might have got there at the beginning, but you know, overall, it was a pretty fun process, I thought.
Okay, so the Sedins were just here. Are you excited about them being on opposite sides, given that you pretty much live year-round with them out in Vancouver?
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see. You know, obviously they're both superstars, and they're both really professionals. So it's going to be fun to see.
Now, what do you think will be the most intriguing thing of seeing them on each side in the game? Like, do you anticipate that they'll jack it up another notch or do something that'll be memorable for us?
I definitely think there's going to be that little sibling rivalry, and you know, I think they're going to give a little extra effort out there.
So as far as how the team was built, Pat, did you sense that it was starting to become kind of East versus West? I mean, you were real West heavy for quite a while. I think you ended up with 12 Western Conference selections and only 6 from the East. Yeah. And did that in any way enter into the discussion when you guys were trying to build this team?
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. You know, I guess myself and Lidstrom, we've seen a lot of guys from the West, so we probably, you know, we're fighting for, you know, lobbying for guys from the West a little bit more than the East. And, you know, St. Louis was pretty high on some guys from the East, too. So I guess when you look at it, it was probably 2 versus 1, and that's why we had double the picks.
All right, let's get a little tail of the tape and how these teams stack up. I referenced there 12 from the West and 6 from the East when it comes to, obviously, Team Lidstrom. And on the Stahl side, you had 11 from the East and 7 from the West. Guys, awfully close here when it comes to the salary cap, which is not in play, but both rosters end up at $102 million, one at $102.2 and the other at $102.6. Obviously a ton of Stanley Cup pedigree on both sides as well. This was like a true fantasy draft where the managers had to keep it under $103 million. I don't know. I mean, have you guys had much experience? I know as players it's different, and I mean, you do like other sports. Are either of you fantasy draft type people?
Yeah, our team has a little fantasy baseball and football, so it was pretty cool to actually do it in real life, and you know, be able to do this.
Did you sense, Pat, that you were in the midst of something special? And you know, what's your fantasy background?
Yeah, I think you know, a lot of us like to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I do football as well, and don't do baseball, but you know, it's pretty fun to do it. I mean, it's a little bit different. You know, you try to build up your team as best as possible, especially when you're one of the captains, and you know, you want to make sure that your team has a good chance of winning. So I think if you're pretty stacked, there was really no wrong picks the whole night, I thought.
Did you really want Toews on your team?
Well, I felt bad for him. I was looking into the crowd. It looked like he was sweating pretty bad, and St. Louis said he was talking to himself. So, and I was telling myself, you know, once either Sharpie or Taser get picked, I'll take the other one the next pick. So
awesome.
Yeah, I told St. Louis and Lidstrom we should probably take Taze, so he doesn't kill himself up there.
All right, well, let's hear from Toews with Heidi Andrell right now.
Well, despite his better judgment, Patrick Kane decides to go with his boy, his second boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess I'm going to be answering this question all weekend, but you know, at the end of the day, I didn't even hear what he was saying. Apparently he was ripping into me pretty good, which I don't appreciate, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what he said. He still picked me, and so it's obvious that he wants to win, so it should be a good game on Sunday.
That's all right. When you get back to Chicago, it's just you and him, though, right?
Well, it's, you know, a lot of people don't know, but it's just another day with the two of us. That's how it normally is. So at least he's consistent, and you know, he knows he needs to have me around. So smart choice by him.
The camera panned down to you a few times, and your face was just like deadpan. Were you sweating it a little bit?
No, that's what everyone says, and I mean, I wasn't worried too much. I think some of the guys maybe got a little bit nervous near the end if they hadn't heard their name yet. But no, I wasn't too worried. I thought it was kind of funny that Sharpie got chosen by Ryan Kessler, one of our big rivals with the Vancouver Canucks. But you know, it worked out good, and you know, I had fun with it.
Any surprises for you? Did anything surprise you out there?
Not really. No, I mean, I think the first 10 picks it seemed pretty predictable, and so I mean, we're pretty good. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you pick. There's so many good players that you'll find a way to have two even teams.
Well, you've got a pretty good team here. Who do you think you might be skating alongside?
I don't know. It doesn't matter, and you know, the way me and Kane have been going at it, hopefully not him. So, you know, maybe we can get a little separation on Sunday.
All right, good luck with that.
Thanks, Heidi.
That's great. Thanks, Heidi. Got a response to Captain Serious?
Yeah, well, you know, he is pretty serious a lot of the time, so it's good to actually see him joking around and making some jokes this weekend, because we usually don't see that side of him. But hey, I mean, I saw him sweating in the crowd. I saw how nervous he was, and I felt bad for him, so I thought I'd select him.
All right. Great stuff. And I know you're going to enjoy the rivalry against these Hawks. You always do, right?
Yeah, always.
All right. Great stuff. Ryan Kessler, Patrick Kane, alternate captains this year for Team Stahl and Team Lidstrom. Now, as far as the Guardian project is concerned, it's a big part of this All-Star weekend here in Raleigh. From the mind of Stan Lee in partnership with the NHL comes a new superhero universe, the Guardian.